But FaZe, with the Deagles, we saw what they did last season, Alex. Let's see if they can do it again.
It's a perfect angle for this. If Fallen crouches into the line, and coldzera does convert. It looks like Rain is lost in the process, and a dink from the FAMAS may be converted. Fur out from main. It's all onto Broky's Deagle, and he's done successful work so far. Bomb loose. He shouldn't be able to get away from this. No, he won't. Catches a nade, catches some Galil bullets, and so now the new addition thrust into a dire situation. He knows the bomb was A-Train. He can float around connector as much as he wants, but it's Fur that will be his first task.
Well, he's got the old Nico Deagle. That thing's got a history to it. And Fur does have the bomb now, so gotta know where that is. Bit of a fake, draws out the nade. Gonna stay nice and safe in comparison to what could have been done with it. And KNG, I guess, was the only real easy target, the softened meat out there, but he's playing it quite safe too. These guys are trying to work for this.
Have you ever tenderized a steak, Lauren?
I have. It's quite therapeutic.
With a mallet?
It's nice.
Do you own a mallet? Or was this
No,
like
this was at my friend's house.
Okay. Damn, I've never...
I never made that.
No, I didn't say that.
You're not.
I've never tenderized a steak.
I was going to make a steak sandwich when we were in Malta, Alex, for us. I never did it.
I have a strong opinion about steak sandwiches, Chad.
Oh, I know. We spoke. You want the little pieces, or you don't like it at all?
I mean, unless the steak is coming apart in the meat that would be relevant in a sandwich, where I can take a bite and have a little bit of meat.
I can do that.
If I take a bite, I pull out the whole half of a steak. This is just
nah.
sandwich.
You got to watch some Jamie Oliver videos, man.
All right. Well, Jamie Oliver aside,
He took away turkey Twizzlers. He can get out of here.
did. I loved my Twizzlers.
Same. I don't know what was in them. They said turkey. I'm not so sure.
It was mostly, I think it was just water. I think we were just hydrating.
There we go. We'll take that.
It's 2 for 2. We're into our first map, second game, 4th day? Is it?
Is it already?
Yeah.
Good grief. Time is flying when you're having fun. ESL 1 Cologne and Fur, not at all having no regard for the pace of the round. He knows there's not going to be any utility, so he's just walking on out.
Look at the CTs.
Kind of fun.
This is a very interesting
I mean, you can
stack
get the ivy
going on here.
Get the wall.
Fun. Yeah, love it.
So
try something, right?
Yeah, I'm curious as well. For those who aren't too familiar, coldzera, hold up, KNG might get them up here.
Come on.
No. Do they stay? They will just stay, right? Oh, on the top of the train, he's so loud. Go on, lads. Get one.
Come on.
So loud.
Ooh.
Bye. Nice kill. We'll put an AK into their hands. It is going to be MiBR converting neat and tidy up against this eco, and I'm saying that with bated breath, as that AK is going to be protected now. Protect the president. Broky's got the only real justification for survival here. Cold will simply be a sacrificial lamb in survival.
Yeah, Broky, I wonder if he gets...
Oh, he's so screwed. How do they possibly keep this AK?
Yeah, there it goes. It felt limited, didn't it? And coldzera's going to fall quickly. KNG, God, if he kept walking down Ivy, then I thought maybe they could have done something, right? But no. I always like something unique, though, for those rounds.
Yeah, we've had the one on the old bomb train that people have been doing a lot. Now it's cool to see this one coming on in here. Gets at least one kill. There was damage done, so there was a moment where if they were able to convert with those USPs and the AK could have come online, we maybe could have seen a little bit more of an interesting attempt from FaZe, but the guns will come out here. This is where they need to start building some rounds. So the AWP will be in the hands of Brokey. Silenced M4 for coldzera to note. And then 3 M4 A4s and utility to boot. Early nade towards the bomb train, chunking Nico down to 73. And Fallen's already in pop. Rain's taken out just like that.
I love the approach Fallen's gone for there. Taking the spawn and taking the pop dog fight. That's like right at the top of the confidence play chart. If you haven't got the confidence, you do not go for a play like that. And here comes more of it. Both of them descending. A bit of a flubbed spray by Kierby's going to cost them the sight. Unless Brokey plays anti-flash. Wasn't anticipating the walk up the cat. Nice work from TRK, but coldzera only the first, and a nice shot onto Fur into the nose. But still, with 11 HP, Fur lives to fight another day, and Nico late on this flank. If he finds KNG, it's something, but I'm afraid this does look like it's been converted beautifully by MiBR. Nico's just going to have to reside himself to the save.
Yeah, let me start to build a picture for this for everybody at home. So train on the CT side. What you tend to do is have your inside anchor. His job is basically just to delay and call for information, and the rotation comes on through to back him up when it's needed. The other 4 members are to deal with yard rushes, right? You want to make sure you're mollying main, you're smoking off pop dog. Those kind of plays right there are to stop the T's from getting out quickly into yard and being able to suppress you and get towards that bomb train. Now, if they're going to lose opening picks and then the inside bomb site is going to fall in this fashion, this is what, out of the 4 rounds now that MiBR have put on the board, they pressured this twice or 3 times in the early stages. What tends to happen is you need to lean another member over towards that bomb site. Then outside becomes, well, more vulnerable. And that is a real problem here. So if they go towards inner again, They need more out of Kirby. He needs to be able to lock that down almost single-handedly or get a multi-kill, right? Something along those lines to give them a chance. Because you can see here, not being able to get one frag on top of that low-ramp train has opened TRK up. He's now looking hot to trot. And last time round, he only had 8 kills over 2 maps.
I want to see him do well, though. I want to see why this player was brought in, because we definitely didn't see it in that first series. So this could be a really nice time to get a reminder as to what he can bring to this lineup. Because as I said, we hadn't seen it yet, but the money, Alex, is not nice.
This is that graph that Chad brought up and we kind of channeled out, but this is exactly what he was talking about.
Sorry, guys.
This is exactly what he was talking about, you know? This is the CTs. It was USPs stacked in a corner just 2 rounds ago, and once again, it's P250s with a smattering of Kevlar and Desert Eagle. It's certainly not an appetizing menu.
Look at this. Simple stuff. Smokes towards inner, Kyobi's in the back lines. You got the Molotovs, one's going to miss there. That might come to haunt them in future gun rounds. They're going to push up the lanes, try and take away territory, but FaZe don't have any chance in this round unless kills are given up for free.
Yep, nothing they can do, just have to reside themselves. A chance for Kirby did present. But TRK very quick. And there's more where that came from. In fact, as he advances, he would have exposed his head to Rain's Deeg. You can see the tight ang being held, but yeah, this is a lovely start from MiBR. T-side train, explaining exactly why it's their map. Cold with a good shot, and so does Rain. Shouldn't be a chance for them into this round, but I'm starting to get a little nervous. They're getting all the shots. It's a 10-second defuse, but if Taco doesn't hit this, he could let this slip away. Brokey to babysit. Nico staring. You're right, Lauren. 10-second defuse. They're halfway through it. He's got all the shots. It's Taco, and it's full of beef and jalapeno. It's spicy as fudge. It's 5-2, and MiBR extend their lead.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Joe, I'll even get past Nico's shot to start with, but it's that second one just bangs out Brokey so quick. But maybe more danger than it should have been. Bear in mind, to get to that situation's a little bit scary to me.
I don't know who did a worse job there. Obviously, Taco did the best job.
Right.
MiBR should never have been put in that position, all things considered. And then FaZe Clan losing a scenario 1-on-3. Probably should have converted that one, considering the star-studded aim they have, but it's fast. They're out in the yard.
Brokey may not be prepared for this. He's actually going to fall off. Nice warning shots from TRK. Will suppress. And chance to wrap.
Already Rain going down. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the likes of Brokey and coldzera to try and keep something safe, but the line of smoke is just slicing down the outer area. Bomb now down. Fallen can maybe shuffle away a little bit. Orb still in hand, up close and personal. 2 players tucked in towards the con. Flash for and coldzera to try and play out. Clear as he goes. Loses to Fur, and suddenly Fallen feeling like there's something coming his way.
He suspects that boost so much. He keeps staring at Kirby's position. Hasn't taken the shot yet. KNG's playing the safe for the plant. Another smoke. MiBR looking such a well-oiled machine at this stage. And just tapping in. TRK, blind as you like, doesn't matter. Brokey's head is now gone. And Nico's once again forced to talk about the safe. TRK may not let him, but Nico will take the shot and fall to a safer line. This is now 6 on the T side of Train.
All right, gang, I was just talking about the ebbs and flows of the CT side of Train and what can happen if you lose the inner bomb site. Look what happened this round. Nico, normally a yard player, with Kirby going towards the low ramp. That means we have a passive hold on yard. We have Rain and Connector there. We have 2 players in the backline, Brokey and coldzera. But meanwhile, look at this. TRK's already out. The smokes are up. They get free yard control here, and that's all because they've been punishing this inner bomb site. There's not enough members to stop them from getting out main, and this is great from MiBR. Standard calling, but it's working very well.
Right, you just saw the adaptation being made and a different strat being called. It's just Fallen living in FaZe's head at the moment. We'll see this again from TRK. So the first was lovely onto Kirby, and the second just making the assumption and connecting.
Great assumption to be made. And yeah, this is the thing, you know, there's a reason that we, you know, love what MiBR used to bring. There was something very exciting about the way they called, they got into opponents' heads, but we just need to see more of it, right? Like that's always going to be the kind of baseline. This is very much me just kind of observing where these 2 teams are at, because they're both in such a state of flux. It feels like you've got, you know, changes on either side, stylistic problems coming back in and forth. So for now, though, MiBR are making it work better, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't want to come in here with that game that we saw at MIB the other day and put them in that box and say we were going to expect that again. We know there's more fire in the belly here, and fire again, straight out main, Molotov towards Ivy.
Love it from Taco. Look how much space he's managed to take off the back of his own utility. Now his teammates Smoke aid him even further. Look at the wall of smokes they've managed to manufacture, and again, first blood drawn. This just feels like a one-sided affair. Cold does claw one back with one of the 2 preserved rifles. Kirby needs more than his previous. He's only got 2 kills. 1D would put them back into that even keel. Not to be.
The confidence is just pouring through people like Taco and TRK right now. His success in the last round just made Taco just fly out there as well. Nico and Coldzera. Okay. Taco's on one. You know,
that's the sidekick just punching Batman in the face right
literally.
there.
Robin's had enough.
Taken off his underpants. He's just pinged him across the room.
Well, Batman though has something to say about the matter here in the form of Nico, isn't he? He's a 1v2 bomb is planted. And he's making it look good, but it's all for nothing. And this game, Alex, it's starting to scare me a bit, boys. I'm a bit worried.
If I'm Yanko, I'm doing the timeout signal. I guess it's online, so he probably just has to type pause. Because look at this, we're already on to round 10. This game is at a blistering pace. It just started with MiBR bullying the inner bomb site, the new boy Kirby. Some nice shots from Nico. These might help his confidence, but the fact that he has to in-game lead now and be the guy getting the lion's share of the frags, that's not what we're looking for right here to kick things off. And the frustration starting to creep on in. We need a show-stopping round here, Alex.
Yeah, it used to be a big problem for Nico when he was having a good game and his team was losing. That tended to, be the downward spiral into a series. He's definitely matured, and I'm sure he'll be able to find a way to keep them consistent, maybe even get them back into this half. It's only halfway gone. 7-2 the score into our 10th round. And the first blood drawn this time by their ex-teammate. Coldzera has taken down KNG.
Fallen's going for a walk. Coldzera's still on this, bear in mind. Just tuck back.
Oh!
Fallen's done him. He's absolutely done him. Through the legs. You're going to love to see that. Fallen's probably happy with that too, especially onto Coldzera. Equaling things up, but there's still so much more presence from the T's. Nico now going to be feeling surrounded, feeling uncomfortable, but Rain helps out. Taking down Taco allows a little less pressure to be mounting.
Coldzera playing Ivy the same way he did when he was a member of this Brazilian roster in the past, meaning Fallen, one of the masterminds of the game, has a very good read on how to deal with him. So that's a huge opening here. Still is a 3-on-4 situation.
Nico's timing could be fantastic here. They won't be anticipating it, but Rain loses his life just before he could pull the trigger and a fast trade from Fur. He's definitely had his cornflakes this morning.
7-2.
Yeah, we need to get Kellogg's on the phone. That would be a sick sponsor. We just have to say, has had his cornflakes once a cast.
Easy. I'm repetitive as it is.
Yeah, it's
Make money from it. Why not? Fallen, though, the last two in this. Bomb yet to be planted. That's Fallen right now. And it could be quite a nice position for Kirby if he commits out of pop. It looks like Fallen's trying to toy with that idea. Kirby is there. And there's the timing. Nicely done by Kirby. I'm going to rush it, but Fur in the 1v2 now.
This feels so doable. He's got the shot. And converts onto Brokey. He can disappear now in a puff of smoke. It's Kirby that has to find him. And you're right, no kit. He's going to have to try and fake it and draw the fight and win it immediately. Fur's got great line of sight onto it, so he knows Kirby hasn't crossed.
He's done it.
He's running out the clock. Kirby's taking too long.
As soon as he didn't see him on the bomb, he knew that he was chasing. He was trying to, just walk around, find him, and Fur has absolutely wrapped him around his little finger and gone, yeah, nice try, mate.
Made him look like a right twat here, hasn't he? First, just don't even have to go for the frag right now. He's finishing off with the headshot, and that's going to be round number 8 on the board here for MiBR. This is blistering stuff, and what we were expecting on day number 1 from their international debut with TRK, we're getting it here against FaZe. That extra fire in the belly of going up against Cold, You left us? Sorry, what?
So you know how everyone is starting to learn and find their own way to accept that Counter-Strike will be online from now on, and they have to kind of change their mindset? I think for these players especially that are so, no stranger to stages and trophies, I think this additional pressure of the human element is actually going to give us some really good Counter-Strike out of both of these teams. I think this additional pressure is that reminiscent of a LAN stage. We've got a different type of pressure, but it's all the more present. There's politics involved, folks. Humans, we are fickle and emotional, and it will affect every aspect of your approach to this game of Counter-Strike. It is now into the 11th round. And again, towards Inner, previously, where they managed to accrue a lot of their early rounds here on the T side.
I feel like it's the 11th hour almost for FaZe, though. 2 rounds just... And the way it's been going, they have been manipulated and molded by MiBR on this T side, and I don't expect that. Again, I've not seen FaZe in a while, so this is me catching up, and I don't think I like it. Rain, gonna just take anything off the back of Nico's pump. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's gone terribly wrong. And that feels like the half here, boys. I don't know how else I can spin it to ever look anything other than a little bit of a battering.
Yeah, this is really problematic earlier. I didn't have high hopes for Kirby joining the roster because of roles here, and the fact that they're trying to slot him into a brand new out of ESL 1 Cologne online, there's always going to be some teething issues. But Coldzera, hold up a second. This could be the showstopper I was talking about.
Yeah, you said you needed one, and Kirby is there alongside him, unfortunately unable to manifest any success. Taco, clean, again from coldzera. He's on for a mad one here. 3 scalps first, trained on the location. He will not let it slip away. 12 for first so far, over 120 ADR to start off this T side. If ever there was a side you needed Fur to be at the front, it is that attack. Great signs of life coming in from the King.
Ooh, I want to be getting excited for this matchup, right? We built it up. It's meant to be a bit of a grudge match. There's lots of history between these two teams. Obviously, the Yanko previously as the coach, coldzera, with these guys when they were winning those trophies and majors. But the start to this, Lauren, it's flat. It's not exciting at all.
And this is the thing. I know MiBR fans are probably losing their minds thinking this is sick and why aren't we super excited? Because this doesn't feel like a huge test to them. It feels like, as I said, MiBR are doing everything right, but we need to see that fight back from FaZe to really understand that there is a bit more to them to kind of, I don't know, create that value between the two. For now, though, it is a very enjoyable performance, I guess, for most MiBR fans, seeing them in this position up against someone like FaZe, like coldzera. Yeah. But as I said, the game itself is going to come down to moments like this, and Kirby needs something more than that. He's trying so hard to make something happen, and nothing is coming of it.
Oh, exploiting that inner weakness again. They find the Achilles heel and slash it as they arrive into that B site. Again, forced to save. Just nothing they can do. The 3 players you see now for FaZe have just had to do nothing. They have no options. They have done exactly what they were supposed to. This is Train.
I'm already seeing the future at this point. Give it a couple months. Kirby's going to swap roles with Rain.
Rain will
have to start doing all the anchors and stuff.
You're right.
Kirby will take over the entry fragging.
Put him in Pop Dog. Put him in, yeah.
I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. But look, this is very early stages, right?
Hyperbole.
Yeah, but if I'm right, we'll come back to this moment. And we'll say, look, Chad's a genius.
Oh, actually, it's almost giving me an aneurysm just looking at Rain holding an AWP. I don't think I've ever really seen him find an AWP frag. I think that's his 4th career AWP.
I think you're actually not that far off. I'm going to go and double-check that stat because I remember we were talking about FaZe's AWP distribution in the last season, Alex, and we had that lovely, ugly pie graph.
Pie chart, yeah.
Yeah, and he had like just this slither compared to everybody else on the team during one period.
6 or 9, it was something tiny.
Oh, bless him.
All right, so I have to jump straight back into the fact that Kirby's been dropped the M4A1. He's been rocking it with the M4A4. coldzera's there to support him this time. Let's see if Cole can change things a little. Fallen staring at that pre-peak.
Last time, I think it was Nico came over here. They hit towards A, of course, and it really threw him through a loop. But this could be the right read. We'll see if it does continue to go this way, but they seem super aware. There could be someone on it, because I see Fallen on the other side again. Fallen seems to be reading this very, very well, but it's yet to come through, and Rain's been removed, so more and more pressure building. But Brokey's here too. Have we got both AWPs on the right side? And it doesn't seem to matter. They didn't expect coldzera, but they've taken down Brokey, and coldzera is the only factor holding back 4 Ts right now.
Oh, he's trying to get down in time, and he just delayed a little too long. TRKs are capable of punishing. It's nice to see life in the 5th. Very quiet in their debut. Kirby, the newest addition, will claw one back. Cost him a great deal.
Have to save. I know they need rounds, but you're not getting back in. The inner bomb site's locked on out. They're going for gamble plays. Having 2 AWPs holding the inner bomb site, that smells of desperation. And I guess it is pretty desperate when the scoreline's about to tick up to 11-2. Now, I just had a quick look at those AWP stats for you, Alex.
Okay, hit us.
Now, in his career, right? Now, this is going all the way back to the start of Rain as per HLTV.org stats. Only has 115 AWP kills, right? That's very in total. That's over.
Could you give me a comparison to maybe someone who occasionally might pick up an AWP?
I'll grab you a Kenny in a second, but in 2020, Rain has only 4 AWP kills. So that's his 5th.
Oh, he's right.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
Nice. Congrats, Rain.
All right.
Do you know the funny thing? Rain is still probably one of my favorite players to watch. Like, do you remember him on Nuke when there was that one like pillar or bollard out there that you should just do filthy things from? Like, I love when Rain has a good one, but this isn't it.
Rain is the embodiment of the safe pair of hands rifler that every team wants. Every team needs that 25 frags, makes the good calls, doesn't rage, human. And
he does just seem so stoic, doesn't he?
Exactly. And I think that's something you need in victory and defeat. It's a voice of reason. We're into our 14th then. Nico's trying to contest outside. He was expecting to see some drama, and he'd be right to do so. They've already got an AWP established into Pop. They do seem to get a lot of freedoms early on into the piece, MiBR. Nico trying to contest into... Oh, there's so many fights! Nice from Nico. Takes an AWPer out. He could get traded here. He anticipates the peak. I think he saw the barrel. It could have been the tip. Taco's there for the trade as well. He's hunting. He's going to walk straight into the cross. Spots him. This is intense from Nico. He is essentially 1v4 at the front of this fight.
He's giving it some, isn't he? He's got Rain behind him, but it does feel like Nico's on an island right now. But they're holding back the flood, maybe with just what feels like a piece of paper at 2-11, but it's doing the damn best. But for now, the T's seem to have taken a pause for a second. Fallen trying to maybe take some stock around the map, and he pushed from Ivy to be seen. After seeing maybe Nico that up close and personal, you're a little bit cautious now, but it feels like they've got a plan in mind.
Certainly. Here's the pins pulled, playing anti-flash, another flying above him. My goodness, Nico, he's in a prime position. The nade lands right on him, but it's not going to stop him from pulling the trigger and doing damage. Him and Rain connecting into two, all on Taco and Fallen. He's looking for the last one. Rain does shut him down, and now all onto Taco. He's got the time to play with. He can come up trump here. A 1 versus 4 quickly become a 1 versus 3, but Cold. Element of surprise and a must-win for FaZe is brought across the line. 3-11.
Oh, yikes. All right, if they're able to get themselves 4 and they win the pistol, they're able to convert, then we could be looking at 7 rounds. Once we flick on over towards that T side, they win that first gun round. They're able to put MiBR back down to eco. We know that they spend a lot of money on the double ops. That is the only way that FaZe can really start getting back into this. But 3 within the first half, the CT side, a very CT-biased map, is not enough. So 4... still not enough, but the best they can do right now. And here they've got the guns out.
Oh, Brock, he just caught a good chunk of damage off that, but no quick pacing from the T's this time. A little bit more of a look towards Ivy.
Nico definitely made a step there. Fur's well aware that he's up close and personal.
So it just comes down to the mouse and the click. Who's going to be doing it first?
You are right about this Nico situation, though, Alex. Look at how much responsibility he has to have because they need to play 2 towards the inner bomb site now. The radar on your top left, you can see that Kirby has a buddy over there, and that will be Brokey. And that means that Nico almost certainly has to worry about main and Pop Dog.
This setup you're seeing Brokey Kirby use is very popular at the moment amongst CT setups when they feel they need to lead an extra player forward. Kirby's just tucked in on that corner, and Brokey scoping up on the back. But it's an Ivy push, and Nico's actually gone aggressive. He catches the lurk, and Cold takes 1 down for his troubles as well.
Nico's put on the backpack, hasn't he? He's gone, right, if I have to make moves, if I have to be the instigator, I will be. And so far, it's worked very well. These slightly more audacious moves are coming out. Yes, he's on 18 HP, and he's kind of in a bad spot here, but he's still being proactive and holding back maybe 3 players. I think Rain's there as well, but the Smoke's keeping back Brokey, for example, keeping him humble. Nico again. May have just got a glimpse on Fur, though. This battle has continued. The HP was already gone, and Fur just instigating himself so well into the matter. 20 seconds, though, and Rain could be vital this round.
I love the decision. He's looked at the clock. He knows that survival is integral. Brokey, he didn't get the memo. Great shot from Fallen. Rain's responsibility. Is he going to make the move? He wouldn't. It's a fake. Oh dear, Fallen is having a great game. He's doubled up, Fur finishes it. It's a 12-3 half. MiBR, they have shaken off the rust and come in screaming into the elimination game here at ESL 1 Cologne.
Or the house you bought, I see you talking about the love you lost. And it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones. Quick run, quick gas to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast. Cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. I was running.
Rapaz, 12-3, 7-2. Vai que tá dando bala não, tá distribuindo.
We are never feeling cold again, but I can't act like it's easy. It's hard to preach, cause I've been burning trees and watching fall. If we cannot breathe out, we go forward. Sure, I was searching for cure, fishing a little wildlife. And when I'm low on fuel, I'll still be running till my back broke. Halfway, lost hope and I'll check it. Hard roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast. Cause I was running roads, so many nations. It's so sweet, I ended up seeing red. This is such a ghostly revelation. I may have fucked up all my chances, Been around the globe, looked around and fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road, and you won't even get it. Been around the globe, looked around, not been fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road.
ESL 1 Cologne 2020, we're online, but they are going off. Not offline, but they are absolutely blowing the roof off of this joint. MiBR have come in onto their map pick with 12 T rounds. I've got Chad and Pansy trying to piece our brains back together after that one, Chad. FaZe, are they already starting to talk about map 2? Are we Gucci? We coming in with something?
Look, I'm thinking map 2 definitely going to be on the cards here very quickly. I think that MiBR, once upon a time, their CT sides using the core of this roster was phenomenal. And here, well, KNG up close and personal, CZ75, using that to its, well, greatest strengths.
If they have the start here as well, that's going to be pretty devastating for FaZe. This is one of those that they need the first. There's no real other way to phrase it. Normally, there's that kind of window, and well, there we go. Trade comes in. Kenji does go down, sure, but Taco instantly quells any sort of maybe bounce or leverage off the back and furs there to catch Kirby as he falls down towards Pop. And yeah, TRK's a little isolated, but they still have fur there.
Like Kirby was trying to do the smart little ladder juke and kind of flubbed it a little. Ended up just staring at the Pop Dog CT. And speaking of the CTs, they have actually been dwindling down. Fallen long range with the P2K, and so's Taco. Two members of the MiBR core, then SK in 2016 and 2017. Those trophies residing behind them in pursuit of another. And that chance will be removed from them should they concede this series. If you have just joined us, this is FaZe Clan MiBR. It's drama, it's Counter-Strike EastEnders, and one of these teams will not continue at this tournament. Thank you, Lauren. Love the backing ground. Backing ground?
I don't know.
Backing vocals.
Well, look, Nico was trying to do a lot of work there in that first half, right? We saw him having to take a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and here he has a 1-on-2 on the pistol round, and this by MiBR sticking together, making sure he can't go towards the inner bomb site. Now that you can see that there was only 15 seconds left on the clock. They know it's going to be Yard. Nico's not tucking back through CT spawn. If he goes to plant on the side of the train hill, they'll be able to spot him out very, very easily. Planning safe, so at least he's giving himself a chance, but Fallen has a molly.
Bomb now down.
Oh!
That's goodbye. Crisp, clean, just easy as it goes. Honestly, Fallen's having a bit of a tear himself as well. He's had some big kills this game.
But look at the kill distribution right now on the side of things for MiBR. It's a fantastic team effort. Everybody's fired up. Everybody's showing what they've got here. Taco's had some rounds. He had that 1v3 clutch within the early stages of the first half. You also have to think about TRK. Entry fragging, out main, getting it done. Hyper aggressive, finding kills through smokes. And then the regular boys, KNG and Fallen, we expect a lot from them. They're the two higher rated players in the team. And then Fur, a star of the past for these guys, the third highest rated for MiBR since the addition of TRK. Well, he's topping the charts with 15 kills and 115 ADR. So, the plant, it's going to help them get a buy on the board here for FaZe. AK-47 for Kirby, one for Brokey, Galil for Rain, Scout for Nico, and Coldzera with that deadly deagle. But they need to start making something work.
it has to happen sooner rather than later, and that's not going to help
dead.
matters.
He's dead.
Yeah, Nico, 1 HP. He's not dead, Chad. What do you mean? He's alive and kicking. As is Rain, at least. Fer and TRK received the pointy end of the stick. Or I guess the end of the blood. It sounds better as a stick.
I like the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked. Shut up. Fallen. Now, finally Nico's going to cook. He's been sitting there with his knife out this whole time. KNG is going to procedurally clear this one. And that's the thigh. That's the confirmation. And that's just one in pursuit of closing this gap. And again, they do it. My goodness. Finally, Rain will claw one back for FaZe. But Fallen's scout was doing damage. Was being the past tense. Brokey's in short of that. 1v3 for Taco on the wrong side of the map. They will be taking their time. Rain, a triple kill already. A quick smoke towards the connector. This is looking indicative of a plan and a very, very impossible retake.
I mean, MiBR was so in their faces that round. Look at where they all died. Look at those X's on the mini-map. They were pushing it. I mean, they still had the leftover SMGs. They're maybe trying to make them work, but they've got rounds to get in FaZe's head. And if you're FaZe, it's probably quite tricky to not be a little frustrated with how this game has gone so far. So Taco, the 1v3 in front, it's not really looking viable.
With the second one in the game, though, I'm going to stay with a little bit of faith here, even though it's likely he doesn't even go for this round. Just sees if he can find a couple of frags onto FaZe lingering. He doesn't have a kit.
My brain is struggling to process what weapons they had there, Chad, because like MiBR, they just won the pistol. Then we saw FaZe force in with their Galils and Deagles, and what was it that the SMG, like what were MiBR bringing in? I mean, I know that they were fighting, they were duking it out.
Well, the two players who pushed into main, they didn't even get to shoot a bullet, so I'm not quite sure exactly what was in their back pockets, but this is, I suppose, the dangerous side of the new economy, right, is the Ts tend to look like they have a better buy. And if you are going to go that aggressive into main early, I would have assumed it was SMGs. It was remiss of me, but I didn't actually take too much stock in their weaponry. I thought more so that it was the FaZe ones, which was tickling my fancy. Kirby only 4 kills. Only 4 frags for the boy. Here you go, SMG and FAMAS.
FAMAS, it looked FAMAS.
Or an M4, one of the two.
I feel for Kirby. I mean, the thing is that most sensible people will give it time. Brand new role, you know, new team, barely any practice. This could be a little bit of a stat padding that could help. But you pinch of salt these sort of deals, but you can also see the benefit of when you do have those nice performances to start with. It can be such a relief. It kind of gets the monkey off the back almost.
No, absolutely. Something you've got to just try and shake off. Get out of your own head. The less you try, the more you succeed. There is all these weird kind of outcomes in that competition.
There we go.
It's going to get another chance at least. TRK is the one to remove it from him. So, FaZe towards the inner side. Let's see how well this one is held with just the Desert Eagle. I love the spot from Taco. Does find the head of Rain. And now he's in a bit of a tight spot.
You're going to check on this, right? Yeah, they do. All right. I see a second if they don't. I'm like, what? But no. Too smart, too aware. And TRK, good to see him having a game. And as Chad nicely highlighted, everyone was having a good performance from MiBR. But honestly, considering what we saw in the first time that we got the glimpse of MiBR, he was very quiet and, as a new player to the roster, hadn't seen too much of him. Good to see him stabilize. We've seen that bit of aggression now coming into play. He's making a bit of a personality for himself. But this is stabilizing for FaZe. This is, I don't want to say road to recovery because it's very, very early, but it's a round on the board and a well-needed one. 3 still stand. It's around.
Yeah, and if we want to build it up here for the betterment of the series, it's important that FaZe can warm into this game, right? Now, let's just assume that MiBR walk away with the victory right here, but if FaZe make it close and they make MiBR start to get frustrated and have to work, that builds in for the second map. It also allows the FaZe players to find their footing in today's series. Yeah. It is the elimination game. There's a lot on the line. So if they're able to just get their juices flowing, get some highlight moments, for a few individuals, a couple more nice Deagle kills coming out from Cold Zero, maybe Nico getting a nice spray down or a couple of taps, Brokey on the AWP finding a multi-kill or 2. All of that will help build into Inferno, which will be map number 2 and followed by Dust 2 if we need it. That M4 for TRK will be the primary weapon in play here for MiBR going into round number 19. FaZe have just gone for a default spread. We've got 2 players over towards Ivy. TRK is just going to get up and over that Molotov, one over towards inside, which is Cold Zero. And Rain and old mate Brokey in team main.
I want to see a concise round, Alex. I want it to look like we're on a 4-buy up against pistols and 1 rifle, right?
Absolutely, and it does look like you're getting exactly what you asked for, Lauren, because Nico and Kirby have arrived from their IV ventures, and Well, TRK's proven where his M4 is with a controlled spray. We'll opt for a fresh magazine for more bloodshed, but Brokey may not let it happen, and now it's just Taco. He'll be caught in retreat, 2 HP with just a USP. What he can do beats me. Right to the head, and that's 13-6. FaZe. They convert what they needed to at the start of this half. MiBR on the pistol, and then a slew of 3 in response. So that puts FaZe at 6. That 12-3 half did feel like it did almost permanent damage to the FaZe chances in this one, but remains to be seen if the MiBR boys can break the back now. They're bringing out all the good stuff. Fur on an MP9, though.
I do get a little nervous when I see MiBR on CT sides because of what we saw in the previous game with the double AWP reliance and what can happen to the economy, but I'm really not worried for now. I mean, you're that close. If we start seeing the economy constantly broken, Chad, I guess that's when we have to really pay note.
Different picture, I suppose. With that one AWP in Fallen's hands, Fur on the MP9, that means he's going to have to play up close and personal towards T main. TK is the partner in crime, and once again, they want to push into main. So Flash will come through. Nice little nade there, going to land on the toes, doing a big chunk of damage, but this is just the normal flirting at the start of the rounds. What have you got? What are you showing? How much leg?
A bit of ankle, at least.
I like the shoulders myself.
Dirty pervert.
Can't believe you'd say that on a broadcast, Chad. Shoulders? Nasty boy. Aggressive move. Without the disadvantage. This is peculiar. I wonder how far they'll commit to this. They've got a lot of information if they turn this corner, but Brokey, with the AWP no less, is about to peak. He can't believe his luck. There's another, and they're both gone. Surely he accelerates. He's going to jump straight into Fur's MP9 if he doesn't have his teammates. I'm concerned for Brokey's survival here. Yeah, it didn't make sense. He got double kill. It's safe to assume the site should be clear, but Fur, he'd rotated in, and this round is not a guarantee.
Nico the Fox kind of in the I guess, hen cage at this point. He's right behind them. That's TRK gone. A is completely open. Now, of course, we do have Fallen working the way around the old bomb train, but up to hand, is he aware? Does he predict? Does he check? Does he do it well enough to get Nico? No, he doesn't. It's Nico's success and space he found that is equated to the round win. Beautifully done by that man. And we saw it on the CT side. That single-handed effort he put in to try and capitalize and make a couple of these rounds kind of turn their way. To find that room here was just quintessential to another one on the board.
So the saved AWP is a key. Fallen did get that opening on Kirby through the smoke at the start of the round over towards Ivy. So, maybe he won't hold the AWP. The chase is on. Fur now going to do his absolute best to stay alive here towards the inner bomb site, but all 3 angry FaZe clan members are in hot pursuit. And there it goes. Rain will pop off his head, scavenge the AWP. That'll be back in the hands of Brokey going into the following round. And now, yeah, that tumultuous task of the CT economy really starts to come into play here. Those were very